Hello and welcome to another edition of Hit the Deck How To. I am your American Rhino, Gary McComiskey, and today I have a footwear related how-to for you. How do you do? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, anyway, so this is going to require just a little bit of backstory. So I am a goalie, as you may know, and as a goalie, I have some specific footwear requirements. Now, I've talked about before on the podcast how I have prepared my shoes. And in fact, I have my hockey shoes right here. Now, I've had them for a couple of years. As you can see, they've gone through the wars a little bit. So I've got some holes there on the sides and all over the place. And that's unfortunate, but that's not why I need to change this up. See, the real reason why I've decided it's time for new sneakers is because they've started to talk to me, as you can maybe see here.
Gary, it's time for replacement shoes.
Oh, but shoes? We've been through so much together, are you sure?
Don't ask me. You're the one who's talking to his shoes.
Okay, you have a fair point there. But yes, so as you can see, they are in fact coming apart. And as much as I would love to keep these because I put a lot of work into them, it's really time. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to prepare these shoes, and I'm going to show you what I do to prepare a new pair of shoes. Now, this is the first time I've done it all at once. When I did these shoes, I added a couple of things, tweaks to them. You can see these canvas. You can see these straps here that I sewed in. They're Rubber-Duc is the name of the material, I believe. So I'm going to be putting those on all at once, along with the Tuff Toe coating that you can see here. Now I'm going to take these off of these sneakers. So I'm going to reuse those, but the Tuff Toe I obviously cannot reuse. So fortunately, I have another pack that I'm going to show you right now. But first, I guess I'm going to need the new sneakers, right? So it just so happens that I have them right here. Let's see what we have right here. Okay, enough silliness. I'm going to prepare the Tuff Toe for application, and I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing it's telling me to do in the instructions is to aggressively sand. Aggressively sand the area that I'm going to be applying with this helpful sandpaper that is included in the kit. So I am sanding, although I don't know how aggressive I need to be with this particular set of sneakers. It's not leather. It's, I don't know, whatever you make cheap sneakers out of. And it's, as you can see, the front of this is kind of not perforated per se, but it's not solid. It's, I don't know, permeable? Let's say permeable. So I'm not gonna, and a lot of it's going there. So I am sanding it per instructions, but I don't think I need to sand it quite as long as it's telling me to do so for. In fact, I am running into some difficulty where it doesn't seem to be roughening it any further than it already is. So it's just warming it up because I guess it's kind of rubber. So anyway, I'm gonna keep this up, and then with the magic of movie editing magic, I guess I'll be right back when I'm ready to start applying. And we're back. Okay, so I have the Tuff Toe dispenser As you can see, it looks like a giant double syringe. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start applying it. And the way you apply it is you evenly press and you kind of make these lines across the surface of the thing, the shoe, the sneaker in this case. And what we're doing is basically we are creating this hard shell that's going to sit across the front of the sneaker. Now, as a goalie, I tend to have pucks and balls shot at me rather frequently. You're shocked, I can tell. So basically, I know it's hard to see from the angle that I'm using, but I will try to be a little better with that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm creating this hard shell of this rubberized surface that will harden and it will deflect any of the pucks that, well, deflect is kind of maybe a generous term for what I'm doing, but it will cushion the blow if a puck comes at me and hits me in my toe area. And that way I can hopefully prevent any broken toes or anything of that nature. So, yeah, I'm going to, I know it's tough to see, I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? Just for your benefit, you're tired of looking at my mug, I can tell. And honestly, there's no reason why you should be looking at my mug. So I'm going to reframe this camera and I'm going to put it in a position where you can actually see what you're doing, what I'm doing, what we're doing collectively. All right, so I'll be right back. Well, look, there are my feet. Hopefully you have a better view now of what I'm doing. Making nice even coats of this gel across the toe. And you can make multiple passes, and once it hardens, you can add another coat if you think you haven't done a good enough job. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that I'm doing an okay job with this, and we're going to keep going. So basically what these sneakers are, by the way, if you're curious, these are just Asics running / cross training shoes. Before I had Saucony, they were pretty cheap. I got them on Zappos, not that they're sponsored or anything. And so I thought you might be interested in that. Basically, they're going to take a lot of abuse, and I'm going to be moving side to side a lot in the same place. So I want a shoe that's going to be easy on my feet, going to be okay gripping the pavement, and that's going to hold up but not be so, you know, of such a high quality that I'm going to be throwing my money away, since it is going to get torn up over the course of a couple years of use, hopefully, knock on wood. If I can get as much use out of these as I got out of the last pair, I will be a happy rhino. And you know what? This is going to be a little boring. So I think what I'm going to do for all of our benefit is I'm going to kick this into hyperdrive. So for your edification, we're going to engage warp speed now. Okay, I'm just going to slow this down quick for just a second to let you know I'm doing a deeper coating on the inside of the shoe because that is a more sensitive area, and the way I kick out my feet probably more likely to get hit with a puck. Carry on as you were. Okay, it's starting to harden at the tip because it's been out for a while and the air is starting to make it set. So per the instructions, I'm using a paper clip to clean out the tip, and hopefully I won't have to press quite so hard because that is proving to be a challenge at the current moment, and we can get back to our regularly scheduled gelling. Nope, didn't work, and this is killing me. So I'm going to switch tips. I think it's the only way at this point to continue. I think something in here has really hardened up, and the only way to keep moving is to get a fresh tip. So that's what I'm going to do. Fortunately, the packet comes with 3, so here we go. Re-engage warp speed! No, it's not working. Disengage, disengage! It's not, I don't know what the problem is. It doesn't want to go. I think there may have been a blockage in the gel part which was stopping it, so I hopefully have cleared that, and we're going to start again. Yeah, it's flowing much better now. Much better. We're going to let it sit in the tip for a few seconds as we're supposed to. And here we go. Oh, that is smooth like a baby's bottom. That's what that is. And there we go, a nice smooth coating of Tuff Toe all across both sneakers. I'm gonna let that firm up for just a little while I take the straps off of the old sneakers, and we will reconvene shortly. Don't go away. And we're back. Okay, so as you can see, the protective coating on the shoes has cured. I didn't know they were sick. I'm sorry. There's something wrong with me. No, but the protective shoe coating has cured. It's nice and hard, and so if I get hit by a puck, it will hopefully not hurt. So that's that, and now we have to move on to the next bit, which is these, their Rubber-Duc is the material. So basically what they are is it's a hard vinyl kind of canvasy, I don't even know, material, but basically what they are is they serve as loops for the shoes. So as a goalie, basically what happens is I'm going to sew them here, and what I'm going to do is there's going to be my straps, the straps for my pads. I will tuck them through here so they can loop around under the sneaker in this little depression on the bottom of the shoe, and then come up through the other side, through the other loop, and be secured, and that way they don't tear off, they don't trip me, and everything's great. I would also normally put on these green loops, which is the same material, on the back. However, these sneakers have loops already on the back of the sneaker. So you can see I can just pass the laces, which I would tie around the sneaker, and then back around the front, which holds the toe of the pad in place. My feet, the toe of the pad in place. So these things, I can just pass it through the loops that are pre-existing, and it saves me a little bit of work on this set of shoes. So here we go. We're off. I have my thread and needle and scissors and what have you, and all the necessary jammy bits, and here we go. Let's get started.
All right, so we're ready to get started here. Again, we've got the sneaker, and I've got these slightly used Rubber-Duc things. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to sew them on, and they're going to sit about here. They have to line up with these depressions in the sneaker, because that's where the straps on the pad go under. And that way they're slightly recessed and they don't get torn up by the concrete. So we're just going to get started and just dig it right into the sneaker. Now, what I do with this, I've pre-threaded the needle. What I do is I try and stick it through from the other side, which makes it a little trickier, because I find that it makes for a better thread pattern if I go through from the other side. So that's what we're going to do.
One thing I did not mention here, and it's not because I didn't record it, but it is because my GoPro skills are apparently not that great, is that you need to put Scotch tape over the threads and around the loops when you are finished. So that will protect it, and it'll also close it up when you're putting the straps through. And Viola, or voila, if you want to get serious about it. And there we have it. So let's see how she plays, yes?
All right, so we are done with our modification. The strings go through the loops on the back of the sneaker, and vice versa on the other side. Crisscross, bring it around, tie it down. So this is so these, it's twofold. It's to secure the pad to the sneaker, and it's also so they don't go flopping around when you're playing and trip you up or rip off or damage your pad. It's a safety measure, and it's also practical. So there's that. Then we have the main event, the loops. So the loops go down through, the strap goes down through the loop, and runs in this little trough in the sneaker. That's why I got this model. And then back up and through that loop, and then Velcro off and finish with some tape to make sure it all stays together. This is a nice new roll of tape that I've got. Just worked out that way. This is Shin guard tape that I use because it holds, but it's easy to pull off at the end of the game. Same thing, but the other way. Run it through that trough and around, so that secures both the strap and the lace, and there we are, and we have a nice secure pad. And just strap it off the way you normally would. And there you go. That thing's not going anywhere.
All right, game on. Thanks, everybody.